Hello everybody and welcome to the KD Adventures, where we make theme park and adventure videos every single week. If you enjoy watching this video, make sure to let us know by hitting that like button. And if you're new to the channel and you're feeling extra cheeky, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single thing. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram, just search for the KD Adventures. Right then, so welcome to the video. Now, if I was to go through every Walt Disney World tip and trick, we would be here for hours. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of Disney World tips and tricks to make your visit just a little bit easier. So in today's video, I thought I'd go through my top 10 need to know tips and tricks for Walt Disney World in just 10 minutes. Now, maybe you're thinking of heading to the resort soon now that things are starting to look a little bit more hopeful. I mean, some of the restrictions are starting to be lifted over in Orlando, so maybe you're thinking about heading to the resort soon. So stick with me for the next 10 minutes and hopefully you'll learn some new things and make your trip to Walt Disney World, the most magical place on earth, a little bit more stress-free. Just quickly before I get on into the video, I do need to point out that things change all the time at Walt Disney World, especially this year due to the coronavirus. So make sure to check on the Walt Disney World website before you make your visit, because what I say in this video, it applies right now, but it might have changed by the time you visit. But yeah, let's get straight on into it. So first of all, know before you go. You need to make a plan of everything you're going to be doing across the whole of your visit. You've got to bear in mind that there are 4 Disney World parks, but along with that you've also got 2 Disney water parks. You've got Universal, Volcano Bay, Islands of Adventure, you've got SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, and a bunch of other attractions across Orlando. So you've got to keep in mind all of those parks and plan what you're going to do on each day of your stay. You've also got to keep in mind how long you're going to be going for, because if you're staying for a week, you're not going to be able to do everything that you want to do. You've also got to keep in mind the public holidays, for example Easter, Christmas and spring break, because they tend to be really busy at Walt Disney World and all the parks in Orlando. So as well as planning on what you're going to do on each day of your stay, you've also got to plan on when you're going to go in the year too. Personally, I would recommend to go in May, just because there's no big holidays that fall in that month. The weather's okay as well, it's not too hot and it's not too cold, and it tends to be a lot less busier. Be prepared for any type of weather. Now, no matter when you visit Orlando, it is going to be hot. Maybe in the winter months it might be a little bit colder, but overall it is going to be hot there. But you have got to keep in mind that during the summer months between June to August and September, it is going to be extremely hot, very, very hot and humid. So you've got to keep that in mind if you are going to be heading there during those months. But as well as it being super hot during the summer months, you also get torrential rain showers. Now these don't normally last for too long, but when it does rain, it rains really hard. So make sure to bring either a poncho or an umbrella, and also a change of clothes as well, just in case you do get stuck in that torrential rain. In 2020, Disney World introduced the Park Pass reservation system, which means you have to book which park you're going to be going to on each day of your stay, just so they can manage the capacity. Now, this shouldn't be too much of an issue if you book far in advance, but during public holidays, and also, for example, it's just been May the 4th, so Hollywood Studios was fully booked up for Star Wars Day, so make sure you book those Park Pass reservations as far in advance as possible. Now that things are starting to look a little bit better, Disney have reintroduced park hopping, which means you can go to any of the 4 parks in one day. But having said that, you still need to book that initial park in the morning, and then after 2 PM you can visit any of the other parks. Having said that, by the time you're watching this video, things might have changed, because it's looking like 2-meter distancing and mask wearing at the parks will soon be coming to an end. Hopefully. Since the parks reopened from the closures due to coronavirus, the FastPass system is currently on hold. So this tip is for when the FastPass system comes back, or if it comes back. I'm sure it will at some point, but I'm not sure when. But yeah, if you've never been to Walt Disney World before, then download the My Disney Experience app. Now this app is essential to your Walt Disney World trip because you can book everything on there, from your fast passes to dining reservations, and it also has your queue times on there as well. There's pretty much everything on there for your trip. So download that app, and on there, when the fast passes do come back, you can book your fast passes on there. Now if you have been to Walt Disney World before, then you'll know that some rides are extremely popular. For example, Peter Pan's Flight of Passage, and also Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It may come to the day and you still don't have a fast pass for one of these main attractions, but don't worry, because fast passes, they become available all the time. So my main tip for fast passes is to keep checking the My Disney Experience app, because guests can cancel their fast passes for, say if they've got a dining reservation. So that means a fast pass will become available. So keep checking the My Disney Experience app even on the day, and hopefully you can get a fast pass for one of those main attractions. Another one of my main tips is to not tire yourself out, especially in the summer months. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it can be extremely hot in Florida. And when you arrive in Florida and you head to Walt Disney World, you'll want to do everything. It's extremely exciting, and you'll want to do everything as quick as possible. Now, although it's extremely exciting when you get to Walt Disney World, one of my main tips is to not tire yourself out in the first couple of days. If you're there for 2 weeks, then you're more than likely going to be able to do everything you want, and you don't want to ruin it by rushing yourself in the first couple of days and tiring yourself out for the whole trip. So take your time, don't rush, and I'm sure you will enjoy your trip to Walt Disney World much more. Now, another reason to get the My Disney Experience app is for mobile ordering. Now this saves so much time in the parks, because it means you can order your food on the My Disney Experience app and then go to the parks and pick it up, rather than waiting in a big long queue and wasting your time, which you could be spent in a queue for a ride or an attraction. Now, some restaurants are more popular than others, so before you go, make sure to do your research on which restaurants are the more popular ones, and you will save so much time and you will make the most out of your day. As I mentioned earlier, if you're only visiting for a week or even 2 weeks, it will be impossible to do absolutely everything. So before you make your trip to Walt Disney World or Orlando, then make sure to make a list of priorities of things that you want to do, attractions you want to ride, and restaurants you want to eat at. This way you'll be able to do everything that you want to do, and if you still have time, you can move lower down on your priority list. And you've also got to remember that Disney World is huge, and if you've never been before, make sure to do your research on all the attractions and restaurants that Disney World has to offer to make sure you don't miss out on anything. Now, the My Disney Experience app is an essential for visiting Walt Disney World. It has everything on there to make your trip a little bit more easier. But having said that, the app is a huge battery drainer. So make sure to bring a portable charger in your backpack with you, just so your phone does not die when you're at the resort. I mean, it's pretty annoying when your phone runs out of battery anywhere in the world. So when it runs out at Disney World, it is much, much worse. So yeah, make sure to bring that portable charger, and also don't splash out on a super expensive one, because they all really do the same thing. And of course, this tip isn't just for Disney World, but it's for any theme park. I mean, I always take a portable charger with me wherever I go, especially to the theme parks, because it means I can not only charge my phone, but I can also charge my camera batteries as well. So it's extremely helpful to have that portable charger. Back onto the My Disney Experience app now, and this next tip is for dining reservations. Now, the dining experiences at Walt Disney World are some of the best in the world. They are incredible. But having said that, they are also extremely popular. So you've got to make sure that you book those dining reservations as far in advance as possible. For example, Be Our Guest is an extremely popular restaurant at Walt Disney World. So with this restaurant and all the other popular restaurants, make sure to book as early as possible to avoid disappointment. Now this final tip, it does apply to all theme parks across the world, but especially Disney World, just because of how popular it is. I mean, Magic Kingdom, it's the most visited theme park in the entire world, so you have to be really strategic when visiting. So when you arrive at your chosen Disney park in the morning, head straight to the back end of the park, and don't start off at the front. And that is because everyone else does that. Everyone goes straight to the first attraction they see. But if you go straight to the back of the park, it's going to be less busy there, so you'll be able to get on those attractions a lot quicker. And then once everyone else has moved from the front of the park and starts heading backwards, then the attractions at the front of the park will get less busy. For example, with Magic Kingdom, try and avoid Adventureland and Tomorrowland first thing in the morning, and try and head on over to Frontierland and maybe even Fantasyland. The same goes for Spaceship Earth at Epcot. Try and avoid that first thing in the morning and head there in the afternoon, because it tends to be much more quiet. And as I mentioned earlier, this applies to every theme park across the world. I mean, I do it all the time, even here in the UK. So make sure to take it into consideration when you're planning your trip to the parks. So there we have it, my top 10 tips for the Disney World parks. Did I miss any essential tips in this video? Let me know down in the comments below. I mean, there are hundreds of Disney World tips and tricks, so make sure to do your research before your visit to make your trip to Walt Disney World a little bit more stress-free. But that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.